you know what you're doing. And the best thing is, it's free and super quick to set up. But before we dive into the details, I cannot stress enough that volumetrics aren't going to save a bad scene. Since we are going to use a lot of fog and haze later, this is proportional crazy camera moves which you shouldn't do anyway.
Oh, I need to put in my headphones. Oh, it's so laggy. It needs to have. Um. Okay. Sorry, I should close my door. Okay.
You can totally get away with projecting an image onto your geometry and tweaking the UVs using proportional editing. I did the same for the ground using an aerial photo that was shot using a drone. To set the mood, I used a simple HDRI. Since we are going to use a lot of fog and haze later, the sky doesn't have to be perfect. Adding in a human silhouette to get a sense of scale really goes a long way. This particular one is a simple image I created in Midjourney. After adding a camera and adjusting the materials, we can finally talk about the reason you clicked on this video. Volumetrics. And there are three types that I use: atmospheric haze, gradients, and VDBs. Method 1 is the basic haze. To add simple fog or haze, most people including me use a simple cube. Create a new material, delete the principled BSDF shader and add a principled volume shader.
Okay, so let's follow the. Ah, it's not freaking letting me rename it. So let's okay, it's not lagging too much. Hey, full stream, thank you. I'm just trying to 3D model right now, so I'm gonna do this size, or we can add like another. Hang on, how we add like another. Love. Make this 3D viewport. W. So yeah, let's let's add a cube. Cube. So scale if C. We can just have it cover the whole scene. So let's just if C it a little more. Go this up. That's good enough. Oh my god, saving takes too long for it to yeah. Um hello Pierce. Um so sorry, I'm going to you're not taking it. It's literally fine. It's not your job. It's if it was your job, I'd be paying you. Um, yeah, I'm not taking messages. Oh, well, please focus on your studies, you know? You don't have to stop by stream every time. Hello. Is this the same when trying to character models? Trying to? What do you mean? Oh, edit character. Kind of. I'm just making an environment right now. So it's like a different process, but like kind of, yeah. And yes, I'm working in Blender. Yes. Okay, bye. Let me watch the tutorial.
Shader. Create a new material, delete the principal PSD shader, and add a principled volume shader. The overall intent.
Uh, oh my god, it's so laggy. I can't. Okay, we're gonna have to make some. Call this fog. I think we might want to delete the bake of the snow. Yeah, let's do that. So in fact, wait, what if I just turn it off? For that, make it just like no. Um, so what is making it lag? Clouds? What's the time there? Here it's 23:34. It's 11 a.m. for me. Looks like you're like yeah, but half hour ahead. Um, okay. Should that be less laggy? No, it's not. Okay, it's fine. Oh, we need a what was it? Principled volume. Principled volume. And then well, I think we have to make it white.
Principled PSD shader and add a principled volume shader. The overall intensity is defined by the density and the emission. The key.
Okay. You look so strong. Thank you. I've never been told that before, to be honest, but I accept it. So we need to add a value. Is it this? No, then we did even more like what? Huh. Is it really the mushroom deal? Not. It is making me cry right now. Oh my god, turning it off and on crashes the program. That's so funny. Sorry, do you always do live stream? Yeah, I'm trying to live stream every day. I've been doing it for like a year now, and like sometimes I take breaks, but for the most part. Um, I bet it's the fields now, so let me just turn it off. Oh wait, do we even need? No, wait, the field is sorry, it's like lagging. Yeah. Okay, my camera is catching. Bigger cameras. Um, okay, it's literally fine, I guess. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to make a cloud or fog right now for like and also wait, we can probably move the fog here. And let's add some loop cuts up here. It's looking like a bad really. Suppose I could do that impression. Screen keys and LON for anyone who wants to follow along. Not that I expect anyone to, it's just like, um, shoot this. That looks kind of cool actually. Then we can use, or let's do another loop cut. So hang on. Um, well, yes. Then we can select the faces here, here. Okay, how does that look? We can lower this one too. Is it a project or it is a project? But it's also for fun. Those aspects are not mutually exclusive. Um, so like I am working on a music video for based off a manga, based off or the song is based off a manga, but the music video is based off the fan song. So,
Here is the overall intensity is defined by the density and the emission. The key here is to use very small values like 0.001. To make it easier to control, I add a simple value node set to something like 0.0001 and feed that into the math node set to multiply. Then I plug that into the emission strength and density.
Okay, hang on, we set a math node. Math. Sorry, it's a little hard to see the actual, so that is a multiply. Plug that into the math.
Density slot. Now I
Plug that into the emission strength.
can easily control the overall fog amount with one slider. To blend
Okay, what the sigma? The file is getting a little big, as you can probably tell. The sun is too bright. The sun should only be like that. Yeah, is it the world? Hang on. Uh, no. I feel like the got 29. I do not have 29.6K subs? Or do you mean subscribers or something else? What do you mean? Oh wait, oh you talk no. So this is so sorry, this is Nico Lende. I'm following his tutorial. Um it's about learning Blender. And I am not no, don't be sorry. I got concerned. I'm like, what the heck? How many subs? Yeah, no worries. How about um you from? Like where I'm from? I'm from California. Hello. Hi Lucky. I don't know why that would be your message for review, but let me just show it so that other people can see your message. I was scrolling, I said one last scroll, then I was suddenly now I got you, my feed, what should I do? Oh, you should study. It's okay, you can come back later. I'm usually streaming pretty often now, so yeah. Um, do you enjoy live streaming? Yes, I do. It's probably what makes art so much fun part of the time. So let's edit this. He's an awesome creator, safe person in the breaking talk of profession. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So why is there that's just the green line? I think it's just the green. What's that? Well, oh, oh, that's so strange. Like a loop up there. It's fine. In my sleep, I dream.
And everything together, I plugged an RGB node into the color and emission color slot. Now
Oh,
I can
I should have should have kept watching instead of okay. RGB color. Wait, what? What's it called?
I plugged an RGB node into the color and
RGB groups. No. How old is this tutorial? Because RGB. RGB. Wait, so how old is this tutorial? Oh, it's 9 months, so it should be fine. Okay, wait. Me? Sorry, did I say something that was in reference to someone? Is that how I remember? Um, my God. What is, it just says hang on, I gotta post group this. It says RGB. What does he type into the
slider. To blend everything together, I plugged an RGB
RGB node? RGB. I already tried that one. Yeah, I gotta look this up. RGB node blender. Oh, it's just called the color node. Yay! Why did they change the they changed the name? Gosh darn it.
node into the color and emission color slot. Now
Color in the image.
I can sample a color from the sky, which instantly makes the whole
Uh, blue fog. Like fine. Good night, friend. I made my day. Take care, FMD. Bye.
Whole thing more realistic. I usually use at least 2 of these cubes in
Um. Okay, that's fine. It will look. Why did it select the stairs? Sigma. Sigma. Okay. Sorry.
my scenes. One overall haze and one in the distance to mimic the effect of atmospheric haze.
Hello. Colon greater than.
If you look at reference photos, you often see that fog sort of piles up at the ground and fades away at the top. And for that, we are going to use ground fog. The easy approach to this would be to simply duplicate the cube and move it down. But instead, let's not. For smooth gradient, we'll add exactly that. A gradient node, controlled by a mapping node and a color ramp. Adjust the rotation and scale.
Okay, this is. Wait, what?
And that's really all you need.
What?
Bonus tip, if you want your mountains to look really high, duplicate the ground fog and rotate it so that the peaks of the mountains are covered in fog. But to really sell the effects, we need to add one more layer of realism. And for that, we are going to use clouds. If you want to make your clouds in Blender, knock yourself out, but I'm going to use free VDBs. Django VFX has great and most importantly free packs you can get on their website. I recommend saving them to your asset browser because once you've used them, you are going to use them a lot. The material setup is almost identical to the one that I used for the basic haze. The only difference is that you need to plug in an attribute node into the emission color. Otherwise, you are going to light up the entire cloud. If you like using Eevee like me, make sure to uncheck custom range in the render settings. Otherwise, the volume, but very performance friendly and fun, as well as some color grading and sound effects. Lighting, so in the composite I added in some rain and snow, as well as some color grading and sound effects. And
You say you just added. I just added snow and rain and all these things that I want to make in my Blender file, but like you don't explain how you added them. Ah, you do not get a subscribe. You do not get a subscribe. um. Okay, wait. Where is my history? Okay, I guess we just gotta make my own clouds. Goddamn it.
Then apply scale and let's go to geometry nodes.
So, uh, yeah. Why did we stop working on this one?
And next, select our object and create a new node setup. The goal here is not now it's already starting to look much closer to a real cloud shape. After that, let's convert it to mesh again so we can clearly see this cloud-like mesh structure. Yeah, looking good. Now we can boost the density of the points to refine it further. Nice, that's almost exactly what we need, and we need to convert everything back to volume one more time. To see this effect more, change a scale and vector just into the point in volume in bubble, not set as much as needed, depending on type of clouds you want, of course. I'll keep the spread fairly moderate, so as I don't need a huge scatter for this one. Next, I'll add another set position node, just duplicating the previous one and placing it right after it. With this node, we can add even more variation to these points for
Oh my god, I need to, yeah. I need to duplicate this one here.
then apply scale and let's go to geometry.
Yeah, I need to see this in full resolution, so give me like 1 second. In my sleep, I dream about once more getting out of bed.
Richer with this, just for this one. Next, I'll add another set position node, just duplicating the previous one and placing it right after it. With this node, we can add even more variation to these points for a richer cloud effect. Here I'm going to use a paranoid texture and connect it to the
How do you get rid of, like, well, where? Ah, oh my god. How, okay. How to delete blender area report. Oh no, I messed it up. Oh god, I messed it up. Um, oh god, oh god, oh god, I messed it up. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Ah! Dude, the fact that I've had to spend like 3 minutes wasting my time on this is like abysmal. There. Yeah, I think I did it. Great. There we go. Okay. Sorry, we were okay. There we go. And then let's creator editor. Oh wait, no, geometry node, sorry. Okay. So plug the distance into the offset.
Offset. To make this
Hello. texture.
Walk, I need a specific combination of nodes. First, I add a vector math node and set it to
Now I have to do this all over again.
scale. Then add a simple math node and
Oh, it's lagging. Oh, not anymore.
switch to multiply and duplicate this math node here. To tie it all together, I need the position information from the mesh. So I'll add the position node and connect it both to vector math node and the Voronoi texture in the second setup. Awesome, now we are building something truly dynamic. So in this first multiply node I set it to -1, but in the second one I set it to 1. Let's see how this works and why this combination is a key. The first node pulls all points closer together, creating high density in the center of the object. Essentially, I compress the particles to maximize density. If you look at real clouds, you will notice their density is higher near the center, while the edges are more transparent and airy, sometimes even letting light shine through this. To achieve this, I use these two nodes. The first one compresses the particles as much as possible to build this dense core. Then in the next node I do the opposite, loosen up the edge to reduce density here. This gives us a perfect effect of transparency and lightness for the cloud. Now if I disable the point position node, notice the difference. This setup looks like more natural, and we can easily control how far points spread out from the center of the object, and it also depends on type of clouds you are going for. For my scene, I think I need denser clouds, like the kind of some storm before the storm. But that's not all. I will add another set position node, placing it just before the final mesh to volume node. With this node, I want to add some tiny details like those wispy feather-like clouds edges we can see here, something like that. So I'll bring another noise texture and connect it to the offset. In another noise texture and connect that. So I'll bring another noise texture and connect it to the offset.
Oh, I did not mean. Okay, it's lagging way too much. I clearly have done something wrong. So I think I should like work in like a new. I think I might have to do this offline. I don't know. Or maybe work on something else.
Already you can see this effect shaping up on the mesh. This noise texture slightly breaks up the surface of the mesh, but that's exactly what we're going for. To control this effect further, I'll duplicate this scale node. Now check out how it's coming together. When I enable the mesh to volume node, check out the effect of the volume. Now we've got a lot of details on the surface. As always, it depends on type of clouds you want to create, but the beauty of this setup is that every part of this cloud is fully customizable. For this artwork, I use settings that keep the clouds fairly compact, not to scatter it outward, you know. Now that we have got this cloud piece, how do we turn it to a large-scale cloud for stunning atmospheric cloudy sky? It's super easy. Since we built these clouds using geometry nodes, I can simply go to edit mode on this base sphere, our base object, and use Shift D to duplicate it. As you can see, everything we set up in geometry nodes applies automatically to the new geometry. Pretty cool, right? This way we can create all sort of shapes for our clouds. Like, doesn't us assign a in geometry. Finally, we need to add a material to these clouds. In geometry nodes, I added a set material node, which let us assign a material to those clouds. But first, we need to create a material in the shader editor. And since it's volume, we'll use a volume shader here and connect it to volume output. Set the color to pure white. Now we can apply this material using the set material node. Look at that, it's coming together beautifully. If you notice some rough quality like we see here at the edges of the clouds, we can fix that. In the last mesh volume node, we can increase or even decrease the voxel size.
Oh my god.
Or we can use some look at this material. Well, we need let us assign a material to those clouds. But first, we need to create a material in the shader editor. And since it's volume, we'll use a volume shader here and connect it to volume output. Set the color to pure white. Now we can apply this material using the set material node. a look at that, it's coming together beautifully. If you notice some rough quality like we see here at the edges of the clouds, we can fix that. In the last mesh volume node, we can increase or even decrease the voxel size. For example, set it to 0.1 to get much more sharper details on the edges. And the smaller the value, the more detailed it becomes. So here
That doesn't look good. Oh, well, wait. That actually, okay, shit, I stand corrected. That looks better. Let's just try again. Ah, it's fine. Don't need to be a perfectionist. I probably, yeah, maybe just my god, that is a bit way too much. Yep. Plain word. someday, and I so hope to meet you someday. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
Here's my complete geometry node setup for creating clouds in Blender. Save this if you want to use it later. So let's create some clouds in Blender for this scene. To get started, I'll add a base sphere and increase the size. Then apply scale and let's go to geometry nodes. And next, select our object and create a new node setup. The goal here is to create realistic clouds from this sphere, and then by duplicating it, build a larger impressive cloud shape. But let's take it step by step. First, we need to convert this mesh to a volume using the mesh to volume node. You can already see the volume takes shape in the viewport, but clouds aren't just a bunch of spheres, you know. They have a distorted and organic look with fine details, especially in certain areas. In other words, beyond the main cloud shape, we also get these subtle extra details, extra particles. To start creating that realistic cloud effect, we will use the distribute point in volume node. This allows us to convert the volume into point cloud, and from there we can keep building. Next we see the volume using the mesh to first impressive cloud shape. But let's take it step by step. First, we need to convert this mesh to a volume using the mesh to volume node. You can already see the volume takes shape in the viewport, but clouds aren't just a bunch of spheres, you know. They have a distorted and organic look with fine details, especially in certain areas. In other words, beyond the main cloud shape, we also get these subtle extra details, extra particles. To start creating that realistic cloud effect, we will use the distribute point in volume node. This allows us to convert the volume into point cloud, and from there we can keep building. Next, we need to convert this point cloud back to volume using the point to volume node. Now it's already starting to look much closer to a real cloud shape. After that, let's convert it to mesh again so we can clearly see this cloud-like mesh structure. Yeah, looking good. Now much using the point to volume node. Now it's already starting to look much closer to a real cloud shape. After that, let's convert it to mesh again so we can clearly see this cloud-like mesh structure. Yeah, looking good. Now we can boost the density of the points to refine it further. Nice, that's almost exactly what further. Nice, that's almost exactly what we need, and we need to convert everything back to volume one more time. To see this effect more clearly, let's add some light to the environment, like sky texture. In Blender. Enable preview render, and I also turn it on transparent in the render settings to remove the background for now.
You
Now it's really starting to the environment, like sky texture share in Blender. Enable preview render, and I also turn it transparent in the render.
Hello. Hello. Um, I'm just trying to figure out like what to uh you know I like that you do like YouTuber. Ah. kind of got lost. Um, I don't know what to do.
Let's create clouds in Blender. Start by adding a mesa ball and duplicating them to create the shape of a cloud. With your object selected, press Ctrl A and select Visual Geometry to mesh. Then add in a volume empty and select it in the outline port and render display clouds. Key your developer insights for a more appealing look to your clouds. To move it around. I hope you've enjoyed and thanks for watching. Let's create clouds in Blender.
Okay, I think that's it for the video mod. I don't know, I don't want to like overfit myself, so. That I do today, I made fog. Dun, 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 dun.